We will now discuss post-filing preparation of your case. The first thing I want to discuss with you is called a 6113 analysis. And in your packet, you have been provided the 6113 factors. And what these are 20 different factors provided by the Florida Supreme Court in regard to any type of time-sharing contested matter. And how it works is basically you have each particular factor, and then you have to determine on each factor whether it favors the mother, whether it favors the father, whether they're equal, or whether it doesn't apply. And so you go through each particular factor and do that type of analysis. Attached to the back of the 6113 time sharing factors is a strength and weakness worksheet. And what I want you to do is to prepare the strengths and weaknesses of both you and your spouse. So what that means is you will have to do some type of research and look within yourself and determine your strengths, your weaknesses, and your spouse's strengths and your spouse's weaknesses. For example, if you have been a stay-at-home mother for several years, typically you are the one who will have the factor in your favor regarding child care, home care, taking care of the children's education, dropping them off at school, picking them up, doing the laundry, taking care of the house. Those factors would typically favor you. Or if your spouse is the pecunious spouse or the breadwinner, typically they will be the ones who provide all the financial resources if you are a stay-at-home mom. And when you get to the factor dealing with the financial resources or the income of the parties, well, that factor is going to favor your spouse. So when we go through the 6113 analysis, we typically require the client to sort of put pen to paper to draft, in their own words, the 6113 analysis. I then have a chance to review it and determine whether there's an area that needs to be worked on a little bit more, that you probably can give more explanation or some examples of that would help me understand your case. Because what I do with the 6113 analysis is I take this into a deposition, or I'll use this at a temporary relief hearing or even a final hearing, and this will give me the information to ask your spouse questions in regard to a contested custody matter. Or if it's during the deposition and I know the information or the background between you and your spouse regarding the children, I can use information from the 6113 analysis to ask your spouse those type of questions during the deposition. What we typically request is that you complete your 6113 analysis prior to the deposition and sooner than later, because again, it will take time for you to draft this, and it will also take time for me to look at it, review it, and then give you my feedback in case you have to go back and do some more edits or revisions. Again, this is the 6113 analysis.